one, whenever and wherever you want to talk sports.
Now it's time for Monty in the Morning.
Hey, yo, man. Hell yeah, it's Friday, July 9th, 2021. It happened, Jake.
What?
I got better looking.
Wow.
You walked right into that, and I appreciated you doing so.
Uh-huh.
Thank God it's Friday, because it feels like next Friday in terms of days worked. We have a lot to get to today, including the NBA Finals Game 2. Devin Booker, my guy, absolutely carried the Suns last night. We've got to talk about Trevor Bauer, the Olympics. It's National Kitten Day, and Donald Trump is suing people. Same as it ever was.
What else is new?
I cannot wait to talk about the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really excited to talk about the Olympics. But why don't we start with the NBA Finals? Because that's what we do on this show.
Right.
NBA Finals. Suns are up 2-0. And coming out of that game, I really feel like, and my opinion on this has not changed much. I really feel like the Phoenix Suns are just simply a better team than the Milwaukee Bucks. I think we've seen that the Suns are deeper. Their starting five is deeper than the Bucks' starting five is. Giannis is doing what Giannis always does, which is put up great numbers and lose games to better teams. And I think that's how this series it has played out, and I think it's how this series is going to play out. What do the Bucks have to do, Jake, if they want to win a game in this series? Because I'm questioning whether they are capable of doing that. But what can they do? What will they have to change to win a game in the NBA Finals?
Yeah, I think they have to play a more team brand of basketball on offense. You know, a lot of the times on offense in these first two games, it's been Giannis and kind of everybody else, you know, and I think that everybody on social media last night was like, well, Giannis is carrying them. He's carrying them. Where's Middleton and Drew Holiday and all these other guys? And I'm just sitting here saying it's not those guys' fault that the Bucks are not moving the ball on offense and creating good looks. If we remember, the Bucks in the prior series, especially against the Nets, what really brought them success was moving the ball and getting to those open 3-point looks. And then you've got Giannis in the middle, you know, causing chaos on the boards. I mean, that's really what gets this team going. And I think, you know, we've seen that Middleton's capable of giving you 35 to 40 points in any given game. But where's he been? Waiting for the ball on the wing, and he's not getting it. So I look at last night's performance out of this team. You know, they weren't really getting to the foul line a ton. I think Middleton had like 2 to 4 attempts from the line. That was it. And I just feel like it can't be Giannis has 40 and 20, and those guys have like 15 points. I mean, that's just not going to be realistic.
Well, and I think the thing that is really troubling if you're a Milwaukee Bucks fan and something you should really pay attention to is that you only have 2 guys having a performance game in and game out. They don't have a third guy, and they don't have a system because, again, I just think Budenholzer's a good, not a great coach. They don't have a system that allows, in this case, Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton to go off along with Giannis Antetokounmpo. And I think Giannis commands so much of the basketball that, excuse me, I almost died, that a third option just isn't really an option on this team. And I think that's why you're seeing, like last night, for instance, Giannis goes 15 of 22 from the floor. Drew Holiday takes 21 shots, goes 7 of 21. Chris Middleton, who I think is your best player, only takes 16 shots, goes 5 of 16, 11 points. He's a minus 15 on the game.
Yeah.
He's playing 41 minutes, and he's getting 6 or 7 fewer shots than Giannis. That's not a formula to win. And I know that Drew Holiday is a really important player for the Milwaukee Bucks, and I totally understand that. I don't disagree with that. He's not as important as Chris Middleton. Chris Middleton's mid-range game, he's shown you consistently in the third and fourth quarters in big games that if you give him the ball, it's going in the hole.
Yeah.
And it's cool and it's neat that Giannis can dunk. He was 1 of 5 from 3. He's not somebody that I think you can particularly count on when you are trailing. if you are ahead, give the ball to Giannis and let him do his thing. If you are trailing, Chris Middleton and, it's hard to even say it, but Chris Middleton and then Drew Holiday has to be your two. And I think at that point, Giannis becomes your third option.
Yeah, and I think that the big piece with Giannis is his athleticism at his size. I mean, that's what he's made his career off of, and I just don't quite understand why you wouldn't prioritize getting Middleton the ball when he's obviously the better shooter. I mean, again, I with all due respect to Giannis Antetokounmpo, like he should not be taking 5 threes a game. He just shouldn't. Not in this situation. I mean, you're finding yourself in a situation now where you're down 2-0 to this Phoenix Suns team who has showed you time and time again that they're happy to go on the road and win games. Now, do I think they're going to sweep this Bucks team? No, I don't think they're going to sweep the Bucks. I think the Bucks are at least going to win one game. But I think in order for the Bucks to really get back into this series, you again, I know I keep saying it, but you have to move the ball. The reason that the Bucks are struggling so much is because the Suns are able to key in on Giannis. And there's no respect or fear that the ball is going to get back out to PJ Tucker in the corner for that three, right? There's no fear that Chris Middleton's going to get it going in the first half and have like 25 going into the half. There's no fear of that, And that has to change if the Bucks hope to get back in this. Now, on the flip side, I think we're seeing a similar dynamic for the Phoenix Suns just to a lesser extent. And we saw this in the Clippers series quite a bit at the end where you've got a guy in Chris Paul who really likes to get ball happy at the end of games, and it's not been a criticism to this point because he hadn't really turned the ball over. But last night I saw some troubling trends where you've got Chris Paul trying to play hero ball for whatever reason and started turning it over. Had like 6 or 7 turnovers. And if that game had been for a 4 or 5 point game instead of a 12, 13 point game, those turnovers are going to start to hurt you. So I just think that both of these teams, even though the Suns are up 2-0, both of these teams have a decent bit to clean up. And I just think that right now, if you're the Bucks, you need to go home and handle your business. That's just as simple as it is. You got to win both of these games, and then the series really begins coming back to Phoenix.
Yeah, and I think it's a really interesting point about CP3 because there are a lot of people that are like, oh, man, this old guy's performance is amazing. And I'm here to tell you it's not that amazing. If you look at it in totality, what Chris Paul's doing is great. I mean, he's giving you valuable minutes. He is making that mid-range shot. Last night I thought he did a great job hitting threes. Like, he's doing what he needs to do. But the problem is when you get into big moments, Chris Paul wants to ball handle and dribble and throw behind-the-back passes to the guy sitting in the front row last night. Stupid turnovers. Not giving Devin Booker, who was the hottest player on the floor, not constantly feeding him. But then what happens when Chris Paul wants the ball? He's clapping his hands and yelling at guys. His job is to facilitate their offense. If he's their offense, great. Devin Booker last night was their offense. Devin Booker should have had a 40-point game last night, but he couldn't get the ball. In the fourth quarter, if you go back and watch that tape, he's standing alone at the three-point line as guys sag off him.
Yeah.
They were dominating with screens last night, the pick and roll with Ayton, the stagger screens that allowed Devin Booker to be wide open on three-point looks, and they just stopped doing that. And it's largely because Chris Paul was walking the ball up really slowly and then doing a lot of dribbling and turning the ball over. And it just shows you that Devin Booker is the most important player on this team. There is no doubt in my mind that this team goes as Devin Booker goes. And it's all well and good that Chris Paul can have 30, 38, 40-point games, but those games are tight. You'll notice it when Devin Booker and Chris Paul both are scoring 25 points, the Suns are almost unbeatable. Now, the thing that worries you, Jake, if you're the Suns, obviously, you lost Dario Saric to a torn ACL. Now, last night, you lost Torrey Craig, who I think is a really important contributor off their bench, and I just don't know how much depth they have there. You can deal with Saric's injury.
Yeah.
I don't know how you compensate for Torrey Craig if he's injured and not able to return in this series.
Yeah, I don't know that there is any compensating for him. I think that what that means. Like if I'm Monty Williams and I get the news that, let's just say as an example, Torrey Craig's out the rest of the series or the season. I guess at that point, he's not going to be available the rest of the series. at that point, I'm saying, okay, well, that changes our outlook because at the end of the day, we have less guys to play the game with. So I'm sitting here thinking, okay, how can we win this series, as quickly as possible? Like, obviously, that's the mission right out of the gate. But when you start racking up injuries, your depth goes away, your rotations change, guys start playing minutes that you don't, like the Frank Kaminsky's of the world start getting minutes. You don't want Frank Kaminsky getting minutes.
No, that's scary, yeah.
But, like, now you don't have a choice. So, if you're Monty Williams, you're sitting here saying, okay, we got to get out to quick starts, and we got to find our flow in these games on the road. That has to happen for us to have success, and we're just going to have to see where that goes. Last night, I think in terms of minutes, Chris Paul decided he wanted to play a lot of minutes last night. So, he did that. But can that continue over the course of the next, 4 games if it were to go, deep? I don't know. So we'll see. I don't necessarily believe that Torrey Craig had a season-ending injury last night. What I do believe is that particular injury, the way it happened, it just really hurts a lot and will take you off your feet for, a day, 2 days until your leg can kind of recover. So hopefully that's the case. And
it's gonna leave a mark.
Yeah.
That's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
Jeremy Bolton says, Good morning, Jeremy Bolton. Jordan Crabtree says, Buenos dias. Okay.
What?
What's that? It's Buenos dias. Buenos diazepine.
Okay.
Gabe Ledley says, morning, fella. Suns in...
5.
I can't say.
5.
Well, no, it's Suns in 4, but I don't want to say that on this show. Because then I'd have to get up and punch you in the face, because that's... Suns in 4 means violence. Right? I mean, that it just seriously, right? I mean, I know that we're not. Yeah, I hate Suns and 4 guy so much. Get a job, loser. Anyway, by the way, Gabe Ledley's on an epic baseball trip right now.
Yes, he is.
You know this. He is swinging through Southern California. Him and Baby Yoda were hanging out yesterday, which I thought was pretty cool. Him and the Yod Master were at Disneyland.
Yeah. The Yod Master.
The Yod Master Flash, yeah.
Okay.
Gabe was in San Diego. He's now in Anaheim.
San Diego.
Whale's vagina. So, epic baseball trip. Good for you, Gabe. Hope you and the Fam Bam are enjoying that. Prediction time on the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go Suns in 5.
Yeah.
I think they probably lose a game in Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm.
The Bucks are not traveling to beat them in Phoenix. I think teams that go up 2-0 are 31-4 in the modern era of NBA Finals for a reason, because it's very difficult to beat a team. I mean, if you think of what's left, there's 5 games left in this series. If you are the Milwaukee Bucks, think about what you have to do. You have to win 4 out of the next 5 games head-to-head with the Suns. Good luck.
And we were here with the Clippers, right? Suns go up 2-0 on the Clippers.
But if the Clippers hadn't gotten hurt and if they win a championship. My fucking ass. And if I hadn't farted, it wouldn't stink in here. I mean, but I did, so it does. It's one of those things where, anyway.
Wow.
Clipper fans are really, really bitter.
Yeah, they should be.
I mean, bitter.
Yeah.
Bitter.
Blame Joe Ingles. Don't blame the Phoenix Suns.
Blame Joe Ingles. Okay. Why are you going to hate on Joe Ingles? James Knight's not even here. By the way, it's Friday light today.
Yeah.
Friday is easily the slowest day of the week. If I could be, I would be sleeping too. Ooh, Gabe's going to Dodger Stadium tonight. Well, I hope your affairs are in order.
Yeah, I mean, did you pack your weapons, or what are we talking about here? I mean, are you going John Wick mode, or
just tell me you're not sitting in the bleachers at Dodger Stadium? Where were we? Prediction time. Yeah. I think it's Suns in 5.
Yeah,
I think that they're going to lose a game in Milwaukee. Road games, role players don't traditionally play as well. So Jay Crowders of the world. What did you make of this DeAndre Ayton thing? Because I think this is a really important talking point, and I know that DeAndre Ayton's like the chic, hot guy in the NBA.
Yeah,
center, runs the floor, the Bahamian behemoth. The guy is
right. He lifts. We
get it. Yeah. He lifts.
Right.
He doesn't catch the ball very well.
Right.
And I don't know how many times I got to say that. I mean, DeAndre Ayton just does not catch the ball
Had to be 10 times last night.
I mean,
not even exaggerating. 10 times last night where he just couldn't get a handle.
And I think what you see is that Ayton is a guy who really struggles with it. And he's a guy that, you know those little hand squeezy grip things?
Yeah.
DeAndre Ayton needs to get a pair of those.
Right.
And he's got to learn to catch the ball and strengthen his grip. That is a real problem for DeAndre Ayton. He bobbles the ball a lot, doesn't catch it cleanly. That's why you see all of these tipped rebounds with him, because he doesn't go up and catch the basketball and dominate the ball. And it's something I think that you're going to have to, if you're DeAndre Ayton, you're going to have to develop. And I thought that thing with Monty Williams last night, the clip now that everybody has seen where Monty is, really trying to coax the beast out of DeAndre Ayton, that to me is great coaching. And obviously it worked. Ayton came out, got a rebound, blocked a shot, made a great pass, ran the floor, got a couple rebounds.
Yep.
That's the DeAndre Ayton you were used to seeing. And that essentially, that speech that Monty Williams gave to him was stop hanging your head and start playing your kind of basketball.
Yeah.
And I thought the most telling line in that little soliloquy was that he was saying to him, not everything has to be beast mode. Or not everything has to be finesse. It can be beast mode too.
Yeah.
And I thought that's exactly what the Suns needed right there. And I thought that was a turning point. But DeAndre Ayton, I wonder if he can do what he's been doing on the road.
Yeah.
I wonder what that looks like in Milwaukee.
Yeah, I mean, I think that I think the thing for DeAndre Ayton in this series is that there's not yes, Brook Lopez is a thing, but he's not their starting center dominant guy like Zubats or Rudy or Joker in Denver. He's not that's not the dynamic you have on the Milwaukee Bucks, and I think that this series, frankly, would be vastly different if DeAndre Ayton did not have the athleticism that he has. You think about how the series plays out, and these games, the pace of these games is often very quick. I mean, until Chris Paul goes into, bring the ball up as super slow as I can at the end of the game,
right.
The pace of these games is really quick. So, I think for DeAndre, he has to figure out this balance between, running the floor, getting up and down, having that mentality, versus, okay, we're playing half-court basketball on this particular possession. How can I bring the physicality? How can I, make my presence felt in the middle? And I think that's why Monty Williams was talking to him about that, because as a young player, being not only your first NBA Finals, but being really your first postseason run and kind of a first for all of this, you sometimes get lost in the minutia of the game and have to be reeled back in. And I think that's what he was doing with him.
Is DeAndre ever a superstar?
A year ago when he came into the league or whatever, 2 years ago, whatever that was, I would have told you no, because I just didn't see the defensive progress, the defensive development. But I do think he has slowly but surely gotten better on that end. And for him to be a superstar, I think he's going to have to get better on that. The Suns need that physicality in the middle defensively, and he just doesn't bring it sometimes. So I think that's really what will define whether he can kind of get to this next level, because he has the jumper. He's got the offensive game. That's
right.
Not an issue. It's just a matter of, can he be the backstop they need him to be?
Is he ever a badass, DeAndre Ayton?
I don't think so.
That's the thing that I wonder about. And this is the Rudy Gobert conversation as well. Is there a mean streak in DeAndre Ayton? And I frankly, I just don't see it. I think DeAndre, you'll always be able to take advantage of him because he's one of those guys that's a soft-spoken, nice guy.
Yeah.
And I think when you're a guy, when you're a 7-footer, you need to be a mean SOB. Yeah. And there's a lot of guys that are not. And it's what makes Shaquille O'Neal as legendary as he is, because he wanted to hurt you.
Yeah.
He wanted to dunk on you. And I think that's what DeAndre Ayton, and again, I think even more to the point Rudy Gobert lacks, is that killer mentality.
And you can't teach that. That's something that, as a player, you're either going to make the choice to become that person, you're going to internally work on that every single day, every single time, you step on the floor, whether it's in practice, in a regular season game, the All-Star game, the finals, whenever. You're going to make that choice to become kind of a killer and a badass, or you're not. And I think that, unfortunately, that's different than teaching someone how to shoot a ball or, pass the right way, or for DeAndre, teaching him to catch the basketball better. You can't teach somebody to, have the killer mentality. They have it or they don't, and it's hard to learn it.
By the way, without that killer mentality, Rudy Gobert got $205 million.
Yeah, well, obviously, I think that, DeAndre Ayton's going to be a max player. I have no doubt about that. I think that that's, just coming for him. at this point. But I think that, he got that money, but it was a mistake. And I think that he can change that from a mistake to a good contract by developing his game, just the same way DA can become a superstar.
Now, here's another question for you. If you're the Phoenix Suns, who are you prioritizing? Because I actually think Mikal Bridges is a really important player on this team, and that's the guy that's going to get a max deal. Somebody's going to pay him. Should it be the Suns? And it's one of those things, and obviously we don't have to talk about this right now.
Yeah.
Mikal Bridges and that money is going to be talked about because he is going to get paid out of this performance. He is going to get paid.
Right.
Because he's having a very good playoff run. I mean, Devin Booker is going to be the all-time leading scorer in his first playoff run.
Yep.
I think he's 38 points right now behind Rick Barry. He's going to get that in the next 3 games.
Yeah.
I think there is almost no doubt that this Suns team is going to be a record-breaking team. That usually means you can't keep them together because guys are going to get paid.
Yeah, I think, if I'm the Suns, unfortunately, this league has shown us time and time again that you need to prioritize the perimeter over the middle. So, I think it's definitely going to be a situation, assuming that they win a championship, it's going to be a situation where someone's going to have to take less. And I think that if you're the Suns, it's kind of this hard thing because, a lot of people are going to say, hey, you have to bring Chris Paul back. You have to. That's not optional. Like, he was one of the main reasons you got this far. So it kind of just depends. Do you prioritize Chris Paul? Do you let Chris Paul walk and prioritize guys like Bridges or Ayton? Like, it's a difficult conversation to have.
It is, and I think it's why championship dynasties are so few and far between.
Yeah.
And I think that's why you needed to win. Like, Devin Booker is a guy that, and I'm convinced as the day is long, that he's going to end up with the Lakers. Even though, did you notice that he was dapping up Dwayne Wade last night after the game?
Oh my God, he's going to be a Jazz man.
Well, no, what I said on Twitter last night was he's coming home.
Yeah.
To Utah.
Whatever.
Where he should have been in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Devin Booker should be wearing a Utah Jazz uniform today. And he's not. But,
Why do you start the hysteria?
Yeah, probably. Let's real quick talk about the Olympics. Because I think the Olympics and NBA players, I don't understand why top-tier athletes want to go to the Olympics right now. I just don't get that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm struggling with it, and I'm trying to figure it out. And I don't know that it's something where you have one single answer for this.
Right.
In normal times, I totally get it. You want to go to the Olympics. It's in Tokyo. It's amazing, culturally speaking. Awesome sushi.
Right.
Condoms for days. It's the Olympics. Totally get that. But here's the problem. When you look at what's going on in Japan right now, they're in a state of emergency because of COVID.
The coronavirus.
You have a situation where other Olympians from different countries arrived in Japan to train and get ready for the Olympics this week, and they immediately contracted coronavirus.
Everybody gets a test.
And they're not passing those tests. And they're getting coronavirus so quickly because of the Delta variant. And so I say to myself, you have all these NBA players, and you have this movement where people think that it is a crime to get vaccinated. And so in the NBA, they don't tell you who's vaccinated and who's not. Are you telling me 100% of this Olympic team is vaccinated? If you're an NBA player and you're making hundreds of millions of dollars, because there's not a poor man on this USA Olympic basketball team.
Right.
Why are you going to the Olympics? I can't do it.
Yeah, I think the Olympics for NBA guys at that level is one of those things where, you only get a couple opportunities to do it. And, for guys, you take Kevin Durant as an example. He's likely not going to get another shot at the Olympics. I mean, I guess he could if he stayed in the league till he was, 36 or whatever it was.
But speaking of your guy Cadizzle,
right,
the Slim Reaper, Tell me that he's not going to be the sex machine in the Olympic Village this time around. Because there's always one. There's always one Olympian who winds up making the rounds.
Just so you can go to Pound Town.
Right? I mean, that's famous, and I'm not even being sensational. I don't know how many people realize this. They hand out almost a ton, like weight, a ton of condoms.
Right.
In the Olympic Village. So that these elite level athletes that are in peak physical condition can procreate and share their DNA while winning Olympic gold.
He's an assassin.
And there's always one or two that are known to travel to the farthest degrees of the Olympic Village to plant seeds in other people's gardens.
I want more.
Tell me that's not Kevin Durant, who already is known to be, how shall we say, easy. You know, like Kevin Durant has had no problem, you know, in the baby making process.
That's every day.
Right?
Yeah. Yes.
So tell me Kevin Durant's not going to be the one who's like, look at my six pack. Bam. Hey, look, track. Oh, the track dorm. The gymnastics dorm, the skeet shooting dorm. Oh, the Winter Olympics were here. Where them bobsledders at? Right? Tell me that Kevin Durant is not going to go.
Yeah, man. I listen. He may. He
notoriously single,
certified bucket getter. Guy wants to
maybe the coronavirus isn't the only virus some people should be worried about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Gets around.
Jordan Crabtree says Olympians are safer in Japan than in the U.S. Japan is at least taking Delta variant seriously and putting bans of fans, etc. I don't think anybody's safe in Japan. I mean, if you are not vaccinated, first of all, I don't know why you're not getting vaccinated. And more data came out yesterday. They did a data dump yesterday.
A data dump.
Almost now at this point, 93% of all deaths attributed to coronavirus are unvaccinated people.
Mm-hmm.
All the states that have the highest hospitalizations, lowest vaccination rates, are all states that Donald Trump won.
Here's what's going to happen, Tonto.
All the states with the lowest hospitalization and highest vaccination rate are all states that Joe Biden won.
Well.
Like, I mean, this ideology, and you know the stupid part about that? Donald Trump, A, is vaccinated, B, wants credit for all the vaccinations, yet the sheep that followed Donald Trump to slaughter won't get vaccinated. And so they are dying from coronavirus.
Well.
Like, I'm amazed by it.
Hey, man.
I'm amazed by it.
Sometimes, natural selection needs to play out.
By the way, Gabe Levely has a serious question.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but did Jake call KD a fuck it getter?
No, a bucket getter. A bucket getter.
You're so fucked.
Love it.
A bucket getter, bro.
He spelled fuck it getter, P-H-U-C-K. Nice job. Jeremy Bolton says big data, bag data dump alert. Okay. Okay, I like it. I just wouldn't be going to the Olympics. I don't know. Maybe this is me. I'm fully vaccinated, and they're saying that if you have the Pfizer vaccine and you have both shots, both ends of it, that you're 95% protected.
Yeah.
From the COVID variant. Mm-hmm. And from this Delta variant.
Delta.
Are you worried about the variant?
I mean, yeah, worried is probably a strong word. Yes, is it coming? Yes, it is.
It's here. It's the number one variant.
There's 300 cases in Utah. Like, it's not exactly here yet. It needs to get to...
Well, there were 682 new cases reported yesterday in Utah.
Okay, so it is here. Cool. Like, I'm gonna live my life. I'm like, it just is what it is. I've been vaccinated because I think that I'm sick and tired of having the COVID conversation. Like, we go from we go from, yep, we're vaccinated, everything's good, like let's live our life, to, oh my God, like first, if you remember, the Delta variant comes out and they're like, oh my God, the Delta variant, you're not protected, the world's ending.
We're all going to die.
Now it's, oh, well, if you have the Pfizer vaccine, now you're protected. Like, it's like, dude, okay, I get it. I'm vaccinated. If there's another vaccine that rolls out for the Delta variant, I'll get it. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to just sit at home and be in a shell. Like, I'm not doing that. So I'm not saying to be an idiot, right? I'm not saying to, like, yeah, going to Tokyo for the Olympics is definitely risky. There's no doubt about that. You're around people that you don't know if they're vaccinated or not. The culture over there is completely different than it is in the United States. I'm not saying it's worse or better.
Heavily populated.
Yeah, like, I just think that, yeah, there's way more people per square foot in that sense. So I just think that, you know, in the States, you can at least distance yourself. And over there, it's way more difficult. It's just much more difficult. So I hope for those guys' sake that there is structure in place to keep them away from the masses. I would not be walking down the street if I were them, but hey, maybe I don't know better.
From what I understand, they're going to be in almost in a bubble setup. And there are going to be no fans going to the Olympics for the first time ever.
Yeah.
Which I think is, I just don't understand why the Olympics have to go on. You know what? I get it. There was a huge investment, but you're never going to make that money back. It's over. You delayed the Olympics a year because of coronavirus last summer. It hasn't gotten better in that country. And the thing that is so amazing to me, like I look at all these countries that are not vaccinating their people because either they're not capable of or those people don't want it.
Yeah.
And I just don't know the logic behind that. Like the science doesn't support that. And so I look at the United States sending 500 million doses to Indonesia because they're having a massive outbreak. I look at what's going on through the Middle East. I look at what's going on, throughout the Pacific Rim. And I just don't know how you fix this. Because, and I understand there's a dearth of humanity there. There's a lot more people there. India, there is just people on top of people.
Yes.
And that's why you're seeing the spread, especially with the Delta variant. The spread is just so violent because there's just such a population density. Here in the U.S., our biggest issue is that there's a large sect of Americans who won't take the vaccine, whether they're anti-vaxxers or they don't want to give like there was an MSNBC thing the other day where people who weren't taking the vaccine straight up said, well, I don't want to give Joe Biden credit. And it's like, wow, really? I mean, you're willing to risk your life to spite Joe Biden. Like, I just don't understand that. So
yeah.
I'm a guy that believes when you have wealth and privilege, you don't risk that. And so I wouldn't be going to the Olympics.
Yeah, I listen, I agree. It's very risky. But at the same time, these, like, how many times in your life are you going to be at the top of your game able to go and play in the Olympics? So, like, I get it from that standpoint, but it's definitely really risky.
Yeah, and Jeremy Bolton makes a good point. Somebody agrees with you for once. He says, I'm vaccinated and I'm worried about it because variants are mutated in non-vaccinated people, which then in turn can make it not safe for me. But I agree with Jake. I'm not going to turn my life off.
Yeah.
I mean, I like one of the things we do, we play basketball a lot. How comfortable are you going to the gym, going over to Vaza this weekend and playing pickup basketball?
I'm pretty fine with it for the most part. I mean, I just, if we're not going to do that, then I guess, we'll just lift. Like, I don't know. The truth of the matter is there's no real way to quantify what the risk is. You're either comfortable going or you're not. Like that's the hard part about the whole thing. There's no way for me to say, well, on this particular Saturday, there's only like a 20% risk, so it's cool to go and play. Who the hell knows? I don't know.
There's no way to forecast it.
Yeah, so it's like, what do? You either say, oh, I'm shutting it down for a while, and I'm not going to go and do that, and I'll just lift or whatever the case may be, or you're going to say, yeah, I am vaccinated, and that's just life right now, So I don't know, man. Like, I just think that we've done everything that we can do, and It really just is a choice, I guess. I don't know what else to say about it.
Yeah, I just think it's fascinating the way, person to person. I think a lot of this, again, is the CNN, Fox News misinformation campaign. And, is the right word, what is it, politicizing the coronavirus?
Yeah.
Like, I think that's why we are where we are. And, it's remarkable to me. Like, I look at this Donald Trump lawsuit with Facebook and Twitter, and, Donald Trump was kicked off of all these social platforms, and so he's suing all of these social platforms now because he's claiming that his First Amendment rights are being violated. And it's laughable, first of all, to say that, okay, again, and I feel like we talk about this weekly on this show. Here's a lawsuit. Oh, you're violating my First Amendment rights. The First Amendment essentially says the government cannot muzzle me. The government cannot prevent me from speaking publicly, from giving an opinion, from talking. That's what the First Amendment says. Donald Trump is suing a non-government entity for suppressing his First Amendment rights. This lawsuit, and I think everybody pretty much agrees, is going to get thrown out of court.
Yeah.
He has no chance to succeed. So why is Donald Trump suing all these social media platforms? Well, it's cheaper than throwing on rallies where nobody shows up because he's had trouble selling tickets to his rallies. It's cheaper than buying a TV or a radio campaign or a billboard campaign or, spending, during the election cycles, they were spending millions of dollars a month at Google, even though they were trying to sue Google. They were spending millions. That's the
just
lunacy.
Classic Trump, dude. Like,
That's the
oh
lunacy.
man, we're gonna use your service, but we're also gonna sue you. Like,
Here is, they at one point were spending, I think the number's $3.5 million a month on Google ads to make sure that on all of Google's platforms, which by the way include YouTube, who Donald Trump is suing, that you saw anytime you watched a piece of content on a video platform, you saw a Donald Trump for president ad. And now he's turning around and suing them, and they're probably going to use the $3.5 million a month for the 3 years that he was paying them to defend themselves against his lawsuit that's frivolous and gets tossed out of court.
yeah.
But he can't get publicity any other way because Donald Trump has tried to launch this social media platform thing. Didn't work. Mm-hmm. He's tried to get TV time. Nobody will interview him on live TV. And so he's like really struggling to keep his name in the news cycle.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And he went back to New York now. He is so thirsty for PR. Donald Trump is going to the Conor McGregor fight Saturday night in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
That's how hungry this guy is for publicity. And I'm amazed by it, that Donald Trump cannot get publicity in this country because so many media outlets have banned him from being on their air.
Yeah, I mean, he brought that on himself, though, with everything that's gone down. I mean, again, there's obviously a laundry list of all the things that he said and all the things that, guys like the MyPillow guy have said, and, just all the different figures that were around the Trump campaign. And I just think that this is the price you pay. And I think that, when you look at Trump's life right now, this is a guy who essentially, in my opinion, is literally like a dog chasing a car. Like, he's going to constantly try to be in the news cycle. And then let's say that you do get into the news cycle. What are you going to run for? What's the point? What are you going to try and go? You're going to try and go again for president? Is that the mission we're on right now? Because if that's the case, you're a couple years too early. Because I can tell you right now, with that whole thing going down in New York and all those charges and everything that he's having to deal with, money is not exactly endless for him right now. Yeah. So I just don't. Well,
that's why he's so desperate to fundraise.
Yeah, and I think that when you do the things he did, and after you're done being president, all this stuff has come out about how just how crazy it was in the White House and in the government while he was president.
Physical altercations.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear the story? There was a physical altercation between Donald Trump and Mike Pence.
Yeah.
It's insanity. Anyway, the point is, that's why we have this coronavirus issue. And I think whether you're going to the NBA Finals, I think everybody should be wearing masks. I do. I think, like, you know, when we lift weights at Vaza, like, you happen to live in a condo complex where you have a beautiful gym. Mm-hmm. Like, you have this great gym. So when we go and work out at your complex, we're the only ones in the gym.
Yeah.
So we don't have to wear a mask. But I usually wear a mask. Jake does not when we're lifting. And people stare at me all the time when I'm wearing a mask. It is interesting to watch the way people look at me at Vaza, because I'm usually the only one that's wearing a mask in that gym. Mm-hmm. And people stare at me. And you know what? I frankly don't care. I think, and I don't even know how to say this. I am not being at all prejudiced or racist. Why do you think when you go to Costco or anywhere and you see you see a person of Asian descent, an Asian person, 9 times out of 10 they have a mask on, because culturally in the Asian communities they wear masks on a regular basis. In places like Japan, China, Indonesia, they have such poor air quality that they're always wearing a mask. So it's almost part of their regular routine. So now if you go to Costco and you see a person of Asian descent, you're going to probably see them wearing a mask because it's not awkward for them. But we as Americans are very vain. We have a vanity issue, and we believe that, wearing a mask, is against your civil rights, which is amazing to me. Mm-hmm. I wear a mask a lot when I go in public. And in Utah, I'm telling you, it's awkward. People do not,
Yeah, they don't. They don't.
People don't like that I wear a mask. It's awkward. It is really awkward. Casey Finland says, I read an article that started a study from France that stated the natural antibodies from COVID aren't enough to keep you from getting the new variant. Only vaccines help. Correct.
Yeah.
Absolutely correct. Jordan Crabtree said the safest thing would be to get a national mask mandate for unvaccinated people. Man, that's tough.
But here's the thing. I mean, I don't even disagree with that take. But the problem is that, we don't have a way to verify vaccinated versus unvaccinated. You have no idea like who's who. So to me, it's just like, all right, well, like my mindset is just okay. I've gotten vaccinated. I feel fine. I actually have had COVID, and I've been through it, man. So I don't know. I guess I just don't feel like we're at a point risk-wise where we have to go into like full nuclear lockdown right now. Like, I don't think we're there yet.
Well, and the hard part is I feel like if you only had unvaccinated people wearing masks, yes, I think that would be very effective. Mm-hmm. But it's a scarlet letter.
Yeah.
I think there's some danger there.
And I will say this again. I think that the unvaccinated folks, we always hear about them, but I think unvaccinated people pale in comparison to how many people are vaccinated. Like, I think there are way more vaccinated people than not vaccinated right now.
Yep. Gabe Levely says probably only 10% of mask usage at Disneyland yesterday. Man. And do you remember when Disneyland opened a couple weeks ago or a month ago, and all those people were there? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Edgar Garcia says, "What's up, boys?"
What's up, man?
James Knight says, "Morning, guys. Sorry I'm late. Don't ever let it happen
James.
again." Stanek Daniel. Uh-oh, Stanek's back.
Stanek's back.
You're out of timeout. He says, "Hi, guys. Is this about Trump or basketball?" Well, it's all kind of combined.
I don't know. I mean, if you go back to the beginning of the show, we already covered the the NBA Finals. We already covered the Olympics. Like, you know. So
Omar says, "Good morning, Monty and Skippy. How about them Suns?" Another Skippy bomb.
That's great.
Yeah, and if you're just tuning in, Suns are up 2-0 on the Milwaukee Bucks, and I just don't see how the Bucks can win the series. We, to surmise, said that the Suns, I believe, will win in 5. I think they'll go to Milwaukee and lose one game. They'll come back to Phoenix and make venison out of the Bucks, and they'll hoist a championship at the Suns Arena. I just said that. They're going to hoist a championship at the Suns Arena.
Venison.
Yeah, that's a deer joke.
Yeah, I know.
See, venison is the meat of a deer.
Right.
The Bucks are like their slogan is "Fear the Deer."
Right.
This is a tasty burger.
I just said that the Suns are going to lift a championship, the Larry O'Brien Trophy. a championship at the Phoenix Suns arena.
Yeah.
A year ago, you would have called me stupid.
Yeah.
Well, you called me stupid.
Yeah, I was
anyway.
going to say.
You know. Stanek says, I am in Russia. Suns in 4. Hope you're vaccinated. Edgar Garcia says, if you guys don't like their takes, you can unsubscribe. Simple as that. It ain't rocket science.
I love my boys in the comments, man.
AK now says Skipper. So do you prefer Skippy or the Skipper?
Let's go with Skippy, just because I feel like the Skipper, paints it me as old.
Skippy is that like a tip of the cap to
I don't
Eric
know.
Cohen?
I don't know.
Like our good good friend is probably Strong. Anyway, we'll call you Skippy. Like the peanut butter. You do love peanut butter.
Love peanut butter.
By the way,
Yeah.
let's talk Traeger Smoker.
Traeger.
Traeger.
God damn it.
Douche canoes.
Yes, Traeger is for douche canoes. Traeger Ironwood.
The
885.
brand Traeger.
So we bought an Ironwood 885. It was over $1,000. And we made a brisket. We told you that we've made brisket, salmon, peaches. What else has been cooked on the
Corn on the cob.
and it was excellent.
What was the other thing?
Asparagus that you completely screwed up and was terrible.
Okay, cool.
Did you really just put them on the grill?
Yeah.
Oh man, you got to put them in foil and put some butter and shit in there.
Okay, well,
This
I'm not
weekend,
an asparagus expert.
Nobody is, and nobody should be. It makes your pee stink.
Yeah.
This weekend, we're gonna do baked potatoes,
Right.
with like brown sugar and butter. My mother-in-law is here.
Butter.
She wants that brown sugar and butter, straight butter.
Yeah.
On those sweet potatoes, we're
Right.
gonna do that. But last night,
Unreal last night, dude.
we were watching the NBA Finals, and Jake, as a freeloader,
Right.
knew that I had fresh, wholesome wing drum only.
I want it.
Because men eat drumsticks. They
Right.
don't, drumettes. They don't eat flats. 'Cause
Right.
what kind of idiot eats flats when you have drums?
Right.
You have to be nice to stupid people.
Duh. Jake knew that I had 2 packs of drums in the fridge ready to fire it up.
Right.
So we did. Fired up the Traeger, cleaned the grills on the Traeger, and when we went to Barbecue Pit Stop in Murray is where we got the Traeger. I'll stop. I'm just being a jerk. We bought the Traeger at Barbecue Pit Stop in Murray.
Yeah. Yeah.
They sold us a bunch of like spices and rubs, and so we took the spices, put them on the wings, tossed it in a bowl, put them on the rack. We bought a wing rack, and cranked that MFer up to 450 for 35 minutes. Smoked the heck out of those wings, and they were really, really good.
Bomb, dude.
I am shocked that they were that good.
Now, let me ask you this. So, before we got the Traeger, the smoker, the Ironwood 885, right? Before we got it, you were a huge proponent of air-fried wings.
Yeah, I don't deep fry anything.
So, my question is...
It's not good for you.
Which do you prefer now?
Oh, smoking by far.
Yeah, I don't think it's that close.
Same amount of time to smoke as it is to air fry. Less cleanup to smoke than air fry.
Yeah.
But I'm married, so the women do the dishes in this house. I'm kidding. That was a joke. Please don't send me hate mail. Yeah, don't DM me that I'm a misogynist. And well, every time I make a joke about my wife hating me or don't burn the steak stuff, I always get some idiot that's like, that's really disrespectful to women. It's a joke, jerk. Anyway. Point is, it's less cleanup on the Traeger.
Yeah.
And frankly, the smoke, the flavor that you get from that smoke, it's
ridiculous.
It's unbelievable.
It's ridiculous.
It is unbelievable.
And I have to say too, I'm also impressed that the smoker itself, I thought it would burn through pellets more quickly than it has. Like the pellet life has been really good.
Well, and I think we're doing a couple things to help that. One, we're cooking low and slow on that brisket. Mm-hmm. So it didn't take a lot of pellets. I think as you turn that thing up, it burns through pellets more.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, and it's off, or I would check, but I think it's down to like 40%.
Yeah, it's definitely lower, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying that we filled it up like the day, like we physically picked it up on Friday, right? It was Friday we picked it up, and then, we built it on Saturday.
Saturday.
We picked it up Saturday?
We picked it up and built it on Saturday, burned it, prepped it,
Yeah.
Broke it in.
Yeah.
And then Sunday, we made the brisket.
And we only filled it up once.
Yeah. I'll tell you, though, for the first time, one of the things about the wings, I tasted for the first time that Jack Daniels pellet. Like, we used a mix, including Jack Daniels pellets.
Which, by the way, just like to say, not that they're advertising on the show, but if you're interested in this stuff, Barbecue Pit Stop does give you a whole recommendation and education around like what you should do with pellets and mixes and all that stuff. So that's why we ended up doing the mix, because that's what they recommended.
James Knight wants a rack attack for the wings. I would agree with that. The rack attack! I think it's warranted. Gabe Ledley says, Suns lifting the Larry makes sense. Deer hunters wear orange, right?
Wow.
Oh, look at you.
Wow.
Gabe Ledley's on vacation. He is well rested. He is well rested.
My guy's working this morning. Damn.
Casey, why? You've been smoking more meat than Hector's been dealing coke.
Yeah.
You're not wrong, dog.
Oh my God!
You're not wrong.
That's amazing.
You're not wrong.
If you're making Hector cocaine references, I love you.
Those wings were like cocaine. I mean, they were bomb, dude.
Ooh, Stanek says, by the way, I'm moving to Sioux Falls in September.
Why?
Yeah, what's wrong with Russia? Russia's nice this time of year, beyond Putin and communism, but, and poison on doorknobs, but it's fine.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? So the wings were great. What are we going to smoke this weekend? Because we're obviously sweet potatoes are on the menu.
Yeah. We got to get into the vegetable side of the smoker a little bit. We got to figure out how to properly, do it so that it comes out well.
My wife's a vegetarian.
Right.
Which pretty much means I'm not a vegetarian.
Right.
But my wife is much more on the vegan-vegetarian side than I am. And so we're definitely doing squash.
Yes.
We're doing
Which I'm actually
kebabs.
excited about.
We're going to do veggie kebabs.
Yeah.
So I would imagine peppers, red onions.
Zucchini. Squash.
Pineapple.
Mushroom.
My mother-in-law is going to make stuffed mushrooms.
Yep.
Which will be great. So, yeah, the Traeger's been fantastic. It's worth every penny of it.
It's definitely lived up to it, which has been nice because
Yes.
it wasn't cheap, but I feel like the quality you get is awesome. And the other thing that I really like about it, too, is it's not something that's real cumbersome. Like a lot of times I feel like when you buy things like a smoker or, high-value items or higher-value items, they tend to be, like, high maintenance and very cumbersome, and you got to put a lot of work into them. This thing is really nice because it's easy to build. All you got to do really is plug it in, fill the pellet thing up, turn the damn thing on, and put your item in it, whatever that is.
By the way, you do have to clean. There's parts that come out that you have to clean, like the racks and
and the drip tray and all that.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, they make it easy to do that stuff. It's not like it's hard to clean it. I mean,
Yeah,
it
I would
probably
agree.
would take us like 10 minutes to clean it, maybe.
Maybe.
I mean, that's easy.
Yeah, I think it'll be good. So that's
Yeah.
what we're going to do. Have you guys ever tried pork loin?
No, but we talked about that last night. That was something that
We
came
did.
up. We did talk about that.
I think I would more do pork chops. I'm not Saturday night we're going to Ruth's Chris. My mother-in-law's in town. My wife got a new gig. Yeah. So we're going to go to Ruth's Chris. So tonight and Sunday night really are the two. My mother-in-law leaves, I think, on
I think it's Monday.
Monday.
I think.
So we're going to do some smoking this weekend. And it's going to be, I want to do ribs, but you don't like ribs. You're not a huge rib guy.
Yeah, and I just, like, the thing with smoking you have to be careful with is, like, if you buy an entire rack of ribs, then it's like, all right, that's a lot.
Yeah.
So you don't want to waste it.
Yeah. Did you take that brisket home, or is it still in the
No, it's
fridge?
still in there. I got to take it home.
You got to
still.
take it home.
Yeah.
I mean, the leftover brisket has been
Amazing. How much is left?
Man.
I know you've been eating it. How much is left? Is there still a lot left, or like?
There's enough left. I don't know what a lot would be, but there's probably a quarter of the brisket left.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's so easy to reheat it. Like what I've been doing is reheating it with barbecue sauce and whatnot. But by the way, so my question is, what should we be smoking?
Well, so I think that number one, the smoker is great for like meal prepping for the week. So I think that, like to me, I would be meal prepping dinners because typically you like to eat, low glycemic for dinner, which just is a fancy term for not eating carbs, just basically eating protein before dinner.
Not a lot of sugar, not a lot of nothing.
So like to me, I feel like this weekend, whether it's tonight or Sunday, probably better on Sunday, like a bunch of wings for the week, because if you think about it, like let's say, and this is what we were talking about last night, let's say that we bought 100 wings and we each took 50. If you think about that, that's really not that much if you're having like 10 to 12 for dinner each night.
Yeah.
You're going to work through that throughout the week. And so the nice thing is you can just pull those out of the fridge, heat them up, and you're good to go.
Yep,
so,
I agree.
So that's why I say, and by the way, because you have a toaster oven, you can even pop them in the toaster oven, heat them up, get it nice and crispy, and you're good.
Yeah, and I think, one of the other things that I really want to try, like, I saw a recipe for green pepper stuffed with black beans on a smoker. Would be phenomenal.
One of the first videos that I watched on Traeger's, this guy did jalapeno poppers, bacon wrapped jalapeno poppers. Stuff like that is what's very intriguing to me, like the creative side of the smoker.
Dude.
What?
Really? Jalen Lewis, who is a huge recruit. I follow high school basketball way too much because those are the guys that are going to be stars in the NBA. Jalen Lewis is not going to Duke. He was down to Duke and UCLA, if memory serves.
He went to UCLA.
He is signing a $1 million+ contract with the new Overtime Elite League. He's 16. He becomes the youngest ever to turn pro in American basketball.
I don't blame the guy.
$1 million.
Don't blame the guy.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
That's
at all.
crazy.
Not even a little bit.
Ooh, yeah. Stever says, what about meatloaf?
I never thought about meatloaf.
I never thought about smoking meatloaf.
Yeah, I mean, I guess meatloaf. You'd.
Yes, Casey.
What did he say?
Smoked Costco pizza. Everybody says just buy a raw.
We got to do a pizza, dude. We have to.
Everybody says do a raw Costco pizza, like 4 or 5.
I didn't know that you could buy raw Costco pizza.
Oh yeah, it's sitting in the refrigerator section at Costco in the cardboard box.
Oh right,
yeah,
right.
And that's exactly right. Red Heart Norris says
maybe we could do that tonight, dude. I would love to. That sounds amazing, dude. Like
Costco pizza.
Yeah, now I'm all excited about it. Yeah, that sounds amazing, dude.
Red Heart Norris says, what other exotic Western soup do you have for us Asians besides mac and cheese and milk and cereal? Wow.
Fettuccine Alfredo?
Yeah, how about my wife? I adore my wife. She's great. She makes questionable decisions. She went to a really nice Italian restaurant last night with her mom and a friend.
Mm-hmm.
They chose between lasagna, spaghetti carbonara made the right way, and pesto pasta. What do you think they picked?
Let me guess, they went with the pesto.
Yeah. Like Stanek, that's a choice you would make, but you're Russian, so I get it.
Get a fast pass for Douche Mountain, because you're a douche.
How do you choose pesto over carbonara? Like, I understood if you'd have taken the carbonara over the lasagna, I get it. Carbonara, when it's done right, totally understand.
It's pretty hard to beat done right carbonara, for sure.
They chose pesto.
How?
Like, I feel like
what?
I feel like pesto pasta is one of those things that's like people are like, oh yeah, I want caviar. And then I'd like a full round of pesto pasta. Like, you're just...
Why? Why would you do that?
Like, I can't relate to you. If you like pesto, like I hate pesto.
Yeah. No.
I hate pesto.
Yeah, I'm not a big pesto guy either.
I cannot stand it. I really can't. There's a blocked comment asking Stanek, why the F are you moving to Sioux Falls? Yeah, Stanek, why are you moving to Sioux Falls? People want to know. Jordan Crabtree said, do you smoke fish sticks? I would. I don't. Casey Finlinson says, I've made chorizo stuffed peppers and melted cheese on top in the oven.
Dude.
I bet it's bomb on the smoker. Okay.
Let's go. Do it. Yep.
I'm not eating much dairy.
Uh-huh.
I think it's terrible for you. And I've tried to be, I'm trying to be in better health. Not that I'm in poor health. This always happens when I say this. Like, I'm just trying to be healthier because I want to live forever. And so one of the things I've cut out pretty much is cheese. I don't eat much cheese at all.
Which then means you don't eat much dairy overall.
Right, because the only real dairy is eggs that I eat, but I haven't even been making eggs much in the morning.
Yeah.
I had some eggs and brisket the other day that was amazing. My tattoo guy, Michael Bergfalk, put me onto that.
Panther House Tattoo. Find him on Instagram.
Amazing. Yeah, I'll be there Saturday getting another tattoo because I'm rich.
You're getting another one?
Yeah.
Oh, you're getting the owl, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, my
Gotcha.
forearm. Anyway, the point is, listen, I lost my train of thought, but the point was
the dairy. Cutting out
I'm
dairy.
not
being
eating
healthy.
dairy very much at all. I never drink whole milk like cow's milk ever. I don't drink animal milk ever. I drink the ripoff of almond milk. Like yesterday, and that's probably why I am going to go nuclear on my throne here after the show. I had shredded wheat and Kashi Heart Healthy for breakfast. Absolutely.
All gas, no brake.
Bad things that are very good. Poop is good. Poop happens and it's good. But I don't drink cow's milk at all. At all.
No.
Monty, have you tried balut? B-A-L-U-T. What is balut?
I don't know. That would be a no.
That's a
on
no.
balut.
Yeah, that's a no. Don't know what it is. Do you guys make dessert on the Traeger?
Well, we haven't had the Traeger very long. We've only had it for like a week, so
Haven't done a dessert yet.
yeah. I mean, we're open to all suggestions.
I mean, we're going to do pizza, which pretty much is a dessert.
What do you think about Mexican food on the Traeger? Like quesadillas, tacos. What do you think about that? I feel like that has potential.
I feel like that's a lot of work for quesadillas.
I guess.
Is it? No?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's fun. Like
I want to do whitefish.
Well, yeah, that's yeah.
You guys talk a lot about food on this show. We do. Thank you.
Is that a problem?
Yeah, is there an issue with that? Speaking of dessert, what's your favorite dessert? Jesus.
At home, like
my God.
not at a restaurant. Costco apple pie.
There's no dessert that's not my favorite dessert. But we don't eat dessert very much.
don't.
Honestly, last week it was Fat Boy ice cream sandwiches, but
Which, by the way, I ain't had those in a long time, and they're still bomb.
dairy.
Still bomb.
Yeah, I try not to eat much ice cream either, but it's really good. Fat Boy ice cream sandwiches are me. I'm a baked goods guy. I love pie and cheesecake. If you just want to take me to Cheesecake Factory and let me off there, I'll gain 30 pounds.
I want it.
And it will be all from caramel apple streusel cheesecake. I love that stuff. You're a one-trick pony, though. Anything peanut butter,
Peanut butter or apple pie.
Skippy over here is all about it.
Let's go.
All about it. What kind of rice do you guys eat? Brown rice only? No. What the? No. What? How about tofu milk? No, man.
Why do we have tofu milk?
Bro.
What, tofu? Like, dude, come on.
It's too early to talk about tofu. What?
No.
Tofu milk?
Dude.
Now you're trying too hard.
Yeah, no.
No. Tofu milk?
No.
Stop it. Brown rice only. And my wife makes it. And usually that's the only thing I'll eat. I never eat white rice. I love sushi. This is something you're going to have to get on board with. Mm-hmm. Like, you hate sushi, you won't even eat it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you, sushi is the greatest thing ever.
Right. Yeah.
When you get good sushi, like, really, oh, man. Dude. Spider rolls, oh, my God. Tempura rolls, oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Why is YouTube blocking so many people's comments today? Good Lord.
Who's it blocking?
I can't see anymore. But it just tells me, and then it,
does its thing. Vanishing mode.
Jake, hold strong to the sushi is nasty train. I've tried it so many times I can't do it.
Yeah.
Pot stickers?
Yeah, I like pot stickers. Yeah, absolutely.
Teriyaki chicken?
Yes.
See, so you'll eat Chinese food or Asian
Chinese food, yeah, but not sushi.
Why won't you eat sushi?
It just weirds me out. I don't like I mean, yeah, there's no question I should probably try it again, but like I just...
Do you like shrimp?
The whole... I do like shrimp, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's something we should smoke.
Shrimp. Smoke shrimp.
Yeah.
I think you're right. Tonight we do Costco pizza.
That just sound like I hadn't thought of that, but then that got brought up, and I'm like, damn, dude, like I'm going to be at the end of the work. We are going to be at the end of the work week. Like,
Yes.
oh, man.
Yes, Jose. Mexican done right is just a winner anywhere.
See, that's what I'm saying.
And I tried to tell Gabe Ledley this. I don't know if he ever went. He probably didn't. He has a life. Like taco surf in Southern California. It's amazing.
It's incredible.
Red Heart Norvis says, if you like sushi, try kimbap. Kimbap? Okay.
Is that in Salt Lake?
I don't know.
Where is that?
Giggity says, maybe if Jake eats some sushi, his dating life will get better. But he won't, so it's not.
Yeah, man.
You know. Jeremy Bolton says, well, heading to Red Iguana now. Yeah. tried to get a reservation this weekend. They are booked. So we're not going to Red Iguana on this trip with my mother-in-law here, which is amazing. National Kitten Day.
Yeah.
Before we end this show, I would like to point out that we have testosterone and testicles, so we don't celebrate National Kitten Day.
Right.
Men celebrate National Dog Day.
Right.
Okay?
Rottweilers and stuff.
Rottweilers are overrated. Anyway, point is, no, because you broke up with her over text, so we can't get into it. Nothing?
I'm not humoring your jokes.
Tomorrow is National Kitten Day.
Yeah.
Are you a cat guy or a dog guy?
Dog guy, all the way. Not even close.
Have you ever had a cat?
No.
That downstairs kitty cat is not yours to have, okay?
Okay, that's not really what I meant. That's not what I meant.
You haven't had the
That's
downstairs
not what I
kitty
meant.
cat. What's it like being a virgin? Anyway, the point is...
Kitty cat juices is not all over the place.
Tomorrow is National Kitty Cat Day. Here's my question.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Why do you want litter boxes in your house? This is the thing I don't understand. Like, your dog's going to poop on your floor. Okay, it happens.
What kind of dogs do you have?
Very occasionally.
What kind of dogs do you have? You have 2 dogs. What kind of dogs do you have?
I have a Chihuahua Terrier mix, and I have a Rat Terrier mix. I have smaller dogs.
Okay, little guys, right? So they don't shed. They don't, they're pretty
They don't
low maintenance.
shed. My white and black dog, all he
but
does is shed.
Yeah, but he'll leave it on your clothes. Like German Shepherds shed all over your house.
Yeah,
It's kind of a different level. You know what I mean?
Like our dogs, we have a Roomba vacuum or whatever it's called, an iRobot.
Yeah, whatever it's
the hell
called.
it
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
All it does is pick up dog hair. I mean, yeah. But they don't leave, this is the other thing, fur balls. Dude, cats are gross.
Yeah.
Number one, they're assholes. They like to damage people, and they'd kill you if they could. Number two, all they do is have sex and make babies. That's all cats are good for. Number three, all they want to do is get high, so you got to give them catnip. And number four, they shit in the house, in a box that smells terrible. Why would you want a cat?
I can't. No. And then of course, I'm sure we're gonna get the. Well, I have an outdoor cat guy. I'm sure that's coming in the comments. Well, if the cat goes outside, what's the problem?
We have outdoor cats around our house. Our neighbors all let their cats out, and it's dude, no. I am not a cat unless it's one of those crazy cat things that you see people on Instagram that have them.
The furless cats?
Hairless cats are scary as hell. No, the ones that look again, why do you want a hairless cat? What is the point of that? That feels almost like a thing where you want to be having odd sex and you want your hairless cat watching. That's
if you felt these balls,
right? That's why you get a hairless cat. I almost can't say that with a straight face. But that's why you get a hairless cat, because you're deviant, right? But those, those leopard-looking bigger.
Oh, a lynx.
A lynx.
A lynx.
Okay.
Yeah. See, a lynx is not a cat. That's different. That's on a different level. A lynx is like a predator, right? A lynx is a jungle animal, whereas your cat that you picked up at the pound is a domesticated little pet.
That you picked up at the pound.
You can literally feed a lynx raw chicken wings and stuff. They're not eating kibble. So I feel if you have a lynx, you kind of get a get out of jail free card for having technically a feline. A lynx is at least badass. Why do people
want to have zoo animals as pets?
Well, you'd have a monkey.
Well, but that's different. My point is,
is it?
Not at all. I don't know if I'd actually have. I like monkeys. I do. I don't know why. I think they're cool. I actually got upset. This monkey George on Instagram died. It actually upset me. But anyway, the point is that I don't understand why people want to have lions and tigers and why you got to be the Lion King and Get out of here. It not only is Lion King a stupid movie, it's
Bro,
like not a good title.
Whoa. You've never even seen Lion King.
Yeah, how do you know?
Because you've said multiple times you haven't seen it.
I know the song Circle of Life.
Okay,
trust
but
me.
that doesn't mean you've seen the movie.
Right, but that's all you need to know.
You've never seen Mufasa jumping to his death into the canyon. Come on.
Yeah?
There's life lessons.
Yeah. Fat Jesus says hairless cat is how it's done today. Yes. Hey, man. Waxing is a good thing. Jeremy Bolton says, wait, cats are assholes and monkeys aren't? I've met some dick monkeys. Well,
You'd
No.
have like
I'm going to leave that right there,
You'd have like
Bolton.
the smaller monkey. The smaller one that sits on your shoulder.
Okay, I'm glad you clarified that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have like a, I think they're fun.
Yeah.
And then they can go home. Mm-hmm. Right? Like, I want my neighbor to have a monkey. I don't want the monkey. I just want to play with, no. I don't want to play with my neighbor's monkey. That came out wrong. The point is, yeah.
Oh.
Anyway.
Wow. Okay. Wow. All right.
I'm a dog guy.
Yeah.
Men should be dog guys. So the girl you broke up with, you had actually, this is a fun story. Not for
I had
you.
a great dog, dude.
Not for you, but for me, it's a fun
I had
story.
a great damn
So
dog.
Jake, being the coward that he is, broke up with this woman over text. They kind of had a dog that Jake never wanted, that it was forced upon him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so you got a Rottweiler, and you named her dog Rizzo because it was never your dog.
Right.
Did you guys get that dog trained?
No, not officially trained.
Then you flew it on an airplane, and what happened?
No, I didn't fly anything on an airplane.
But was that after you broke up with her
No,
over
no,
text?
that was that was before, but that was one of the main things. Anyway, point is, I didn't fly anything on an airplane.
So
that
wait,
was not
you
my
have
call.
a puppy Rottweiler. Let me just get this straight. You have a puppy Rottweiler that was forced on you like another woman's child. That then got on an airplane.
Took a massive dump on the airplane. I mean, I wasn't there. I want to clarify. I was not on this flight. Didn't have to deal with it.
See, this is one of those things where I just want to say, like, do you not think about the people around you?
No.
So you brought a puppy that's untrained and not a service animal.
It was technically a service animal.
Well, because you sent a piece of paper into some dude named Steve who printed off
Fuck else would you do this job?
they printed off a piece of paper that said it was a service animal.
Fake IDs and stuff.
DEA and stuff. Anyway, and then that dog went on an airplane and took a dump.
Yeah.
Like a dump.
And these dumps were not small.
Your dog that wasn't yours but was forced upon you by a woman that
Tell me you didn't like that dog, though. I mean, he was a great dog.
that you then broke up with over text.
He was a great dog. Come on.
That you named somebody else's dog Rizzo.
Yeah.
Was a good dog. But you guys, before you broke up with her over text, had a small townhouse.
And he will every single time.
You had a small townhouse with this woman you used to live with and were on the verge of getting married and then broke up with over text.
It's not fucking real.
It wasn't real. You had a small townhouse
Right.
and a large dog.
Mhm.
And that dog, like, did you guys use a piddle pad for that dog?
In training, we did. Yeah. When he was young.
So it's a cat.
No, it's not. It's not. What do you mean?
Anyway. Because cats use piddle pads in litter
Right,
boxes.
but you can't. So here's the thing that you're skipping over is puppies. When you get a young puppy, their immune systems take time to build up, so they can't actually go outside to where other dogs play because they can get sick, and it's just not. It's this whole thing. So you.
Oh, is that a real thing?
Yeah, that's a real thing. So you have to have them use, piddle pads as they're called for like the first. I think it's like the first 10 to 12 weeks of their life.
Come on.
What?
Are you? That's 3 months.
Yeah, dude. That's
No.
part of the process,
No.
man.
Hell no. I'm not doing that.
Well,
No. You
you don't have patience enough to raise a puppy, and that's fine. It's not for you.
Hey, what?
It's fine. It's not for you.
What makes you say that?
Because you don't want to deal with the piddle pad. You don't want to deal with, training them and walking them and like all this.
That's
just the
not
whole
true.
racket,
I
dude.
actually think you need to send, like, if you're going to buy a puppy,
Yeah.
just understand it's going to cost you like $2,000 to send it to
And
somebody's
that's
house
how I would have
for a
handled
week.
it. That's how
to
I would have
train
handled it. That's how I would have handled it.
But you didn't. Why not?
Because it wasn't my dog. It wasn't up to me.
It was your dog.
Well, okay.
Okay.
Whatever, dude.
Anyway, so my point of telling the story was that dog took a huge dump on an airplane in flight.
Mm-hmm.
That sucks. Like, that's ridiculous. No. You have gone too far on the Lion King, Monty.
Yeah, seriously. That's yeah.
Okay. I've also never seen Finding Nemo other than the fact that they find Nemo. The Lion King is a story about the circle of a life. What is there to not have? What is there to know? What's the Lion King about? A young lion grows up into a big lion. Daddy dies. He remembers the dad fondly. He grows up, leads the family. The circle of life.
Cold-blooded, clean, methodical, and thorough.
I mean, that's right. Did I get it wrong? No, because I've seen
There's
that
so
movie.
many great moments in The Lion King, though. That's come on, dude. Like, it's The Lion King. It's Rafiki and stuff. Speaking of monkeys, Rafiki's a badass.
Wait, it's a movie about lions, and the main character's a monkey.
He's not the main
See,
character.
This is why I don't watch
he
Lion
is the
King,
character.
because it's a movie that tells you it's about lions, where the main character's a monkey, and his name is Rafiki. Fuck that. I'm an adult.
Rafiki. Maybe I'll name my next dog Rafiki.
I am an adult. I've seen Lion King.
Yeah.
Like Finding Nemo.
Yeah.
What's Finding Nemo about?
I don't know. You're the expert here. Why don't you tell me?
Young fish that flies away to spread its skills and become a man. Oh, you know what? You know what Finding Nemo is? Home Alone.
No, how is it Home Alone?
Because parents realize that the kid is gone, and now they've got to go and find it and save it.
Right, but
and
there's
the kid goes through adventures and experiences things that they wouldn't normally have experienced unless this terrible tragedy of being alone in the world, the ocean, had taken
that
place.
small thing.
And I became a man-fish when I left home, and then daddy fish came to save me from the whale who wanted to eat me. Okay, cool. That's what it's about, right?
Dude,
you're
being a hater right now.
Do they find Nemo at the end of the movie?
Yeah, but that's because
Right?
he had to ride the East Australian Current, and he had to go to Wallaby Way, and it's this whole thing. I mean, come on.
Yeah, Wallaby Way, Now it's about kangaroos. Cool.
Yeah.
Listen, man, I've seen Finding Nemo, right? It's called Home Alone. Kevin! Anyway, it's called Home Alone. I've seen it.
You're so fucked.
Yeah. See? Tell me I'm wrong.
Dude, come on.
Am I wrong?
You're hating.
Okay. Does he run into criminal type dangerous other people or fit Nemo?
Wait, what?
Does Nemo run into other dangerous fishy type people? Yeah, of course he does. Like Kevin runs into the people breaking into his house.
Well, the people breaking into his house ran into him, but anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
you're right. Yeah.
comes into contact with.
Right. Uh-huh.
Right? Yeah, see, I've seen the movie.
Right. Okay.
Monty doesn't have patience to raise a puppy, says the guy that raised by Monty.
Excellent point.
Thank you, Gabe.
Excellent point.
Finding Nemo is about a dad trying to save his kidnapped son and will have to go through dangerous perils, and only a woman with disabilities can help him. See? That maybe should be a bit on the show. Rewrite,
rewriting famous Disney movies.
Yeah, describe Disney movies as pornos or something. I don't know. But that's my point. You've seen Finding Nemo.
You've seen one Disney movie. You've seen them all.
Well, truth, right?
Yeah.
There's
this movie called Aladdin where this guy kind of flies around and stuff. It's kind of cool. Just check it out sometime.
Yeah, it's what the Marvel comic guy, Iron Man, Aladdin, Iron Man, same thing. I've seen that movie. You know what I'm saying? What is there to? The Italian Job, Fast and the Furious, same movie. I've seen it.
Stop.
There was a meme on Instagram the other day, right? Where how all the different ways that Fast and the Furious ends, and they're all the exact same way. Oh, family's everything. Oh, look who's here. It's Toretto. Right? That's the whole way all of those movies end. Every time Toretto comes home, he talks about how family is, and they all get together and love each other.
And how his Dodge Charger's fast.
And how his friend in the movie got killed driving a Porsche. It's all the same movie. Nothing?
No.
Okay.
No.
I'm going to hell.
Okay.
Parents die, leaving kids alone to fend for themselves. Name that Disney movie. All of them. Right? So that's what I'm saying. Anyway, all right. Is that it? What did we miss today? I think that's the whole show.
I don't think we missed anything. No, I don't think we missed anything.
Do you have a favorite Disney movie? Well, Lion King. Do you have a favorite Disney movie?
I really like Monsters, Inc. I'm a big fan of Monsters, Inc.
Never seen it.
It's a fun one.
Tell me what Monsters, Inc.'s about, Jake.
It's about two guys who, find a job in a metro city environment, and they go up against the company to find out that there's a lot of corruption happening behind the scenes.
So it's
and they
Wall
save
Street.
the day.
So it's Wall Street.
Kind of, yeah.
It's The Big Short.
Kind of, yeah.
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 We've seen
in
that
a
movie.
sense.
We've seen that movie.
Right. But there was no talk of mortgages in Monsters, Inc.
Okay. But it was a cartoon.
Right.
I don't know. Anyway. All right.
Okay.
That's it.
Well,
Show's
good talk.
over.
Good talk, guys.
See, you're proving my point.
Good talk.
What's your least favorite Disney movie?
Beauty and the Beast.
It's a love story.
So?
Makes perfect sense. All right. Make sure you find us on Instagram and Twitter. The Monty Show, Monty, The Monty Show. Single Virgin Jake is SLC Supercars. SLC Supercars. Ladies, don't text them because it doesn't end well. You can win this Xbox Series S right here. We're over 1,300 subscribers now. When we get to 1,500 subscribers, we're going to give this away. Hit subscribe. Take a picture that you're subscribed. Tag us on Instagram or Twitter. The Monty Show, SLC Supercars. That's all you have to do. Follow us on Instagram, all kinds of Traeger Smoker content. Maybe some on Twitter as well. Until Monday, just yell Kevin really loud like from Home Alone.
Kevin!
That was terrible. Say goodbye, Jake.
Bye.
See ya.